So coming to the UK, I came in with a whole lot of enthusiasm, at the same time not knowing what was waiting for me. I came in not expecting things to be bad, to go bad at the end, because I came in with all the strength and willpower, ready to work, ready to kick the ground, ready to achieve goals, ready to make my family proud, ready to just exhibit my midwifery skills. I just wanted to do it. Yes, I came in with all that power and strength. So I didn't come prepared. Rather, I didn't come prepared for if something goes wrong, or if something I don't usually have that in my head, that what if this thing goes wrong, or what if something happens, what if something does not happen. I didn't prepare myself for anything else. I just came with plan A with all. I didn't have any plan B or something. So to start with, I want you guys to learn from this. That's why I'm bringing this video here. Okay, when I got the job, I got 4 job offers. I got a job offer from 4 trusts, I think Northwest Anglia, Bedfordshire, the Queen Elizabeth, and one other one I'm trying to remember, but they were 4 in number, and I was supposed to pick one. All right, I was supposed to choose one, because you can't work in 4 different places. So I had to. My friends were going to the Bedfordshire. I had about 20 people going to Bedfordshire that I knew, but in this particular Queen Elizabeth, myself and one other lady, one of my other friends, got job from it. Like, we got job from this trust, the 2 of us. We got, while the others got from Bedfordshire. We're waiting for visa together. Later on, that was how I knew. So, and then the other one, Northwest Anglia, I got band 6 offer from there. And then these other ones, I got band 5. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Lincolnshire or something that was the 4th trust. But then I had to choose, like, where do I go to, being that I had 4 job offers. Remember, this didn't start as 4 job offers, and then at first we were struggling, to get our applications through. We're struggling to get jobs, and all of a sudden jobs just started coming in at the same time, and we had to choose one to go with. So my friend said she's made research, and she felt that she didn't want to live in this particular place I was living in. She didn't want to live in Kingsley because it wasn't her kind of area, and it she wanted to go to Bedfordshire. And she also said something else about, I don't know, her family, being better for family with herself there. So I didn't have a family then. All right, I didn't have any family. I am alone. I am single. But what I mean is that I was single, so I didn't have any additions or attachments that I was to consider. So I just said, okay, let me go with my current hospital. Okay, and I came, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, being that I was all alone. And to make matters better, I was their first international midwife. Okay, their first midwife from Nigeria, their first from like international recruitment from other African countries. I was just their first, so I was like a guinea pig. At some point they started calling me guinea pig, being that I was like a test run if this kind of international recruitment thing works and all that. And I was well taken care of, to be fair. I was well taken care of. I was trained for my OSCE. I was given the support that I needed. But it didn't feel the same thing as to when you have your kind around. It didn't feel the same as to when you have family around you. I didn't plan for any of that. I felt like I was going to be able to do this. I'm strong. I'm a strong girl. I'm independent. I'm this and that. I'm an only child. As at the time of making this video, so I grew up with all the strength inside of me to be ready to tackle any problem alone, not needing anybody around me to do that. But it was different coming from a whole different culture to the UK. Nigerian culture is different from the UK culture, so these are the things that I should have put in consideration before coming, but didn't. If I had at least known about the fact that, okay, at least prepare my mind that things are not going to be the same way you left them in Nigeria. They're not going to be the same way as in Nigeria. They're going to be a whole different. Even the work environment is going to be different. The country itself is going to be different. The food culture is going to be different. Church is going to be different. Everything is going to be different. So prepare your mind. If I had done that, I would have gotten it a lot easier, but I didn't, and that sort of gave me a shocker with time. All right, and the money too is different. The way we spend money in Nigeria is not the way we spend in the UK. It's way different. £1 might seem like 100 naira to you, or 1 naira, but it's a whole lot of money, and you should not look at it as small money. Okay, so at first I was spending it like, oh, it's 1 naira, it's 2 naira, £100, I spend it as 100 naira, go to the shop, buy so many things, come back, waste it and all that. But it was later on I had to adjust when I realized that I didn't have any savings, I was in debt, and I had to work on clearing my debts first, making sure that, with the advice of a doctor I met here, a Nigerian doctor, he gave me an advice like, clear your debts first, and I ended up doing that. And with that I was able to get myself back on my feet. I'm still getting myself back, I'm in the process, but then again, it wasn't as it was in the first year, 2022. So later on, people started coming, you know, other African countries, other African recruits started coming from Botswana, Guyana, Nigeria later came as well, and all that. So it was all bubbly, but that initial struggle like had a mark in my head, like it had a mark in my, it was like a continuous struggle. I was still learning to adapt. Okay, it wasn't easy, to be fair. It might be easy for some people, but it wasn't. But then later on, of recent, I think last week now, I saw 2 videos of people complaining about the same thing on YouTube, that they had the first 2 years as a struggle. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know that it was like this. If I had seen a video like the way I'm making this video now, telling me that this is what this is going to be like in the first 2 years, I would have prepared myself. So that's why I decided to make this video, to inform everyone out there that your first 2 years is going to be, that's not the end of my story though. Your first 2 years is going to be like a big struggle. You will cry, you will weep at night, you will cry. And even if you come with a partner, it might make it easier, you coming with the partner, because you have someone to cry to, you have someone to complain to, you have someone to say, oh, this is how I'm feeling to, this is how my day went to. But if you come alone as a single person, it's way difficult, more difficult. Okay, it's more difficult. Is very difficult. So please prepare for all of that when you're coming, and make sure that you have support around you. Not just support around you, you have someone that you can easily relate to. I didn't have a relationship when I came in. I came in as a single to the end, like to the core. So it was even worse that I didn't have anyone to talk to. I mean, it's not everything you talk to your mom about. Your mom calls you, you just want to laugh, oh, how was your day, it went well. You want to encourage her, to let her know that you're okay, you're fine, you know, that she did. Because my mom cried when I was about coming. I was an only child, to let you know, like remind you, I was an only child. I didn't have my dad with me. So you know, it was difficult for her to let me go like that. She cried. She didn't want me to go in the first place, but I reassured her that everything was going to be fine. I was going to try and visit her within the next 6 months, which didn't happen. But she ended up being reassured after a friend from another trust that recently moved as well, Michael, he called her and told her that, you know, everything is going to be fine. And, you know, well, yeah, everything wasn't fine that first 2 years of my stay in the UK. This past 2 years, it wasn't fine. It's just now I'm able to actually realize that this is what has been happening, and this is everything that's been going on in my head. And I feel talking about it should be very helpful, not just to myself but to you as well watching. Okay, so my other friends went to the other trust, and I'm sure they are doing well. They've been doing well. They might have had their struggle as well, but it gets better when you have, like I said, your kind around you. Currently my trust now has other international midwives and nurses and all that, so of course it's going to be better. But then that first time I had a struggle. So reason why I'm making this video is because I had a lot of stress in my mental health. Stress, nights where I want to talk to somebody about how I am feeling, days where I'm feeling so tense, days where I feel like I'm all alone in the world. Like I cry, so most nights I cry myself to bed, I cry myself to sleep. I suffer from insomnia as well. Stay awake all night just thinking like, what do I do next? What do I do? Like, it's real. The struggle was real. It's real. You know, I just felt like it's the world against me. Why is it that I'm all alone in this whole wide world? And the lack of vitamin D even makes it worse. I suffered from vitamin D deficiency at some point. I had a level 9. They attended severe deficiency of vitamin D. I had to be placed on high dose, and I got better afterwards. That was earlier this year, earlier 2023. I don't know when you're watching this video because I'm not posting it immediately, but it was earlier in 2024 rather, in February 2024. I had a severe vitamin D deficiency, so I wasn't taking my vitamin D's before. I didn't know that you have to be taking it every day. I mean, I know, but I didn't really feel like it was that important, that if I don't take it, this is what's going to happen. I mean, you advise patients, you advise your friends, you advise family, take your vitamin D, but you're not taking it yourself because you feel I don't like swallowing tablets to start with, and I didn't really know that, okay, not taking it, you know, is going to have an effect on me. It was after my diagnosis. How did I get diagnosed? I started having symptoms of being tired, being this, being that, frequently having aches, malaise and all that. So I had to go to the A&E where they did blood tests and found out that this was the level I was having. So I got myself treated, and that's also another thing to be aware of. Because of the lack of sun, you're going to be low on vitamin D if you don't take your daily tablets, supplements. It just supplements. You take it like normal supplements because you don't have it enough around you. In summer, it's better. Like I just came out from the sun now, and it's so good. We're currently in summer. It's so good, and so good to have the sun hit your skin. But in winter and all the weathers like spring, part spring, winter is hard. It's very hard. So also another thing, try to take your vitamin D's. And I also felt like getting yourself informed of all these things on time helps a lot. I'm a kind of person that don't plan. I don't know how to plan for events. I don't know how to plan for things that, okay, I mean, I plan for my future, but not plan like you're planning the negative. You're thinking of the negative. I don't know how to think of the negative. I only think and see positivity in everything. I only think of the positive. Like I was going to the UK, coming to the UK, I only thought of the positives all around. I didn't think that what if this happened? What if this did not happen? What would I do? Plan B. I didn't have that. I always think of the positive. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to plan a business to do, something to do. I'm always thinking of the positive, like it's going to work out. That's all that is in my head. What if it doesn't work out? It's usually not in my head. Same thing with my going to school and all that, like everything. So it's also worth planning for things like that, like what if this does not go well, what if something happens, what am I going to do? So just so that you're prepared, like it's being preparedness, so that when that happens you find it easier to navigate. Okay. And also making research about the place you're going to, knowing the kind of people that live there, knowing how you can cope, knowing if it's a rural or urban area helps a lot as well, just so you know where you're going into. I didn't have all of this. I didn't make any research. I didn't do anything. All right. So there's one thing to be aware of. I had to change locations. I had to change trust because I felt that I needed a different place. I needed to be in a different place. I felt like this kind of environment wasn't for me, and I needed to change, and I had to get another job somewhere else. I moved to a different city, and I think it makes it better. It makes it easier for me. okay. I moved to London. Okay, I moved to London, and it made it better. It made it easier. It made it overall good, and I'm no longer complaining that much. I feel better overall, and yeah, so these are the things I wanted you to be aware of before coming to the UK. For those of us that are preparing to come, planning, working, going to write exams, going to do this and that. I had other struggles. I can talk about them in the other videos, if you want me to. You can say that in the comment section. I had other struggles financially, education wise, and all that. I started my master's program. I had issues with my finance and every other thing. So let me know in the comment section if you found value. Let me know what you want me to talk about. This place is all about us, we, me, you, and all that. We're a family. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're yet to, and I can't wait to see you next time. Turn on notifications when you subscribe, just so you don't miss other videos in future. Bye.